So this is our camp spot last night. So it's the beginning of day 6 and we're at Ponden Mill, where we camped last night. They reserve this whole stretch of land here just for Pennine Way walkers, which is great because you don't have to book in advance. A lot of them seem to do that on the route. I really appreciate it, to be honest, because you don't really know how far you're going to go in a day, and then you can just stop when you need to. We've been carefully looking at the route about where we're going to head to today, and we think we're going to try to get to East Marton, which has some shops. Mainly it's got a supermarket, and I think there's other things like cafes or restaurants and pubs and things like that there, and a campsite. And it seems like it would be doable. Maybe they do it in kilometres, so I think it's like 22 kilometres or 15, 16 miles possibly. But basically we're just going to walk and see where we get to. There should be quite a lot of facilities on today's walk by the sounds of it. There could be a cafe and another shop at Shore. So we've got plenty of options to get some good food, hopefully, and we'll push on and just see what happens. Alright, so while Paul's just sorting the tent out, I'm just going to tell you what we're planning to do today and where we are. So this is Ponden Reservoir, and the campsite that we're in is, it's not this one, it's just here actually, where it says mill. So that's where we are. So we go back to the route and carry on. We go up here, follow it around to Shore Moor. There's a lot of moorland again in this section. And then once we come off the moorland, we've got actually quite a few little villages and things going on today, looks like. So we come into Cowling. This is where we wanted to get to yesterday, but it was just a bit too far away. Shore. There's some facilities and things going on around here, so if we wanted to, we could go to the pub, or I think there's even a shop around here. The idea is that we continue up here. Looks like there's some slopes going on up here, and Lothersdale has a pub, so that could be a possible stopping place as well if we want a snack. Right, then we come in on the bottom of this page. That's the Lothersdale. There's actually a campsite there according to the map here. Not sure if that's an open one or not. Follow it over. A bit more moorland and hill. Across we go. Then we've got this section where there's Thornton in Craven. That's a possible place to stop, and they have facilities and a shop and things there as well, I think. But we would like to continue up to East Marton, which is this one here. There just seems to be a lot of facilities available today. There's cafes, pubs, shops and things, places where we can buy food, so we shouldn't have any problems with food today. I mean, we've still got flapjacks that we got from yesterday and things, so we're actually okay for food. We don't want to carry too much either, but we're both missing fresh things a little bit, so it'd be good to pick up some fruit if we can at some point. So that's the gist of it. There's a little baby calf. We're making the sheep nervous. So just leaving Ponden, come up this little hill. There's the reservoir, and there's Ponden Hall up here somewhere, not a million miles away. Could be behind this fence, I guess. It's got a different feel to it, this section. Feels like the signposts are a bit newer. There's just a lot more signage than there was back there as well. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, they've got a brand new sign, lots of PW signs. We kind of felt before that there was either the signs were all broken or they just weren't there at all. So this is quite reassuring. Paul's in charge of navigation today. He's wearing the map. He's got Garmin,
map,
Garmin watch, phone on it.
So if we get lost, we're complete idiots.
And it's all Paul's fault.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we're going to get lost today. Oh, there's a lot of hills today though, isn't there? Look how far we've come up. And that's only the first, what, half an hour of the day. We're absolutely baking hot now. Luckily it's supposed to be fresher temperatures today. Right, onwards. Randomly, dumpster on the route. Looks like it's been there a while. Oh, it's full of water. Gosh, even with all this heat, that surprises me. So I've noticed that I've got a kind of theme tune of the day. Yesterday I woke up with Radiohead songs in my head. Today randomly it's Justin Timberlake, who I'm not particularly into, to be fair, but his songs are in my head today, like some kind of worm in my ear. I wonder what it will be tomorrow. So we're back in moorland, following this little path now for quite a way, obviously. We've been passing by all these little huts. They all look quite freshly painted. They're sort of dotted over the hillside. There's one down there, and there's a few at the top there. There's two up there, other one in front. So we had a theory that maybe somebody's got their piece of land here and they're planning on renting them out or something, because they look like they've just sort of renovated them all, and they all look in the same sort of state. So the section we're doing today is actually in between the South Pennines and the Yorkshire Dales, but as you can see it's anything but flat. We've got lots of rolling hills around. Just done a couple of little climbs. There's lots of kind of streams in between all the hills, so it kind of goes down into the stream and then you go up the other side, and on it goes. They look like they've been in a fight. There's like loads of feathers everywhere. Sitting there snoozing. So I've reached Cowling, this place to the right of us. Seems to be a dancing goat down there. Don't really know what it's doing. A little oasis for ducks. Oh look! Oh, there's loads of them. Oh, they're so cute. Another version of a dumper. Slightly less rusty, this one. So, just coming out of the villages, Ickle and Cowling seem to sort of merge together. So this is the other side. Some really pretty little houses down this area. I love the names and things around here. Higher Gill Bottom. Walking with some new friends of ours now. There's a lot of these weird little, sort of instead of stiles, they put these rocks. You have to squeeze yourself through them. And then they put like some holly above it.
A few nettles.
A few nettles, yeah. Just to create a kind of exciting scenario. So we reckon that the pub is just down this hill, up a little way on the next one where the trees are, right in the middle of the screen here, which is good. And we've unfortunately lost our friends. They're walking quite slowly compared to us, so we're going to catch up with them in the pub. I think they're probably going to stop there as well. Should be nice. It's nice chatting to them for a bit, and hopefully we can carry on when we're in the pub. It'd be nice to actually charge some things up as well. There's not really that many opportunities when you're at campsites to charge things up. They don't really have sockets in the toilet blocks, and other than that there's just not that many facilities at these places, so hopefully we can just plug everything in, communicate a little bit with people, and have a decent meal for the day. So no matter what happens later, where we end up staying, we know we're okay for food, basically. So the pub should be just here somewhere. Lots of sheep around. So we've spotted the pub. It's just down here on the left, and it looks like the door's open. When we were up the hill we could see. Oh, look at this.
Cakes.
Cake.
I've got some change.
They're raising money for Uganda. COVID is hitting Uganda hard now. Our nurses have returned to help and lost a colleague last week. We've bought 15,000 high quality masks to ship out using these funds. Louise, you sound lovely. Real chocolate cake made and cocoa from Dominican Republic. Flapjack and brown sugar.
What do you like, Carl?
So here it is, the Hare and Hounds. Hare and Hounds. There's a blackboard out. It's looking promising.
You want to sit in the shade then? Try and sit over back.
Yeah, if we can. Takeaway coffee now available. Ooh, look at this.
But you need to eat your chips.
So the crossing points of like where you'd normally find a stile, they're getting more and more interesting. Now we've got the slabs going up the wall with a gate on the top that you have to manoeuvre around, and the narrow thing in the middle that you've got to squeeze through. So it's everything together. Off you go, Paul.
Just jump over it like a lamb.
Yeah, come on. Show us how it's done. Springing over there.
Just had a big dinner as well.
Yeah, after a big dinner and a big hill, then you got some steps, a squeezy thing, and a gate. Alright, now my turn. We just got to the pinhole beacon. Got this tremendous view all the way around. Nice rolling hills and things. And there's moorland still. But we've come across this, which is really interesting. It's actually newly erected. I think they put it in 2020. It's in memory of all who died of COVID-19 in the pandemic of 2020-21. Around the edge they've got all the places you can see. Actually they say, look, Mount Cove is here, over there. Penny Ghent. Ah, okay, that's interesting. Can you see it?
Yeah, that's good.
And it's also got a bit about Robert Wilson's gravestone, which we think we saw last back there. It's marked on the OS map. If you want to pause it and read it, I'll give it there. This is erected by Douglas Good, who died in 2020. Engraved by John Coyne. It's so clean, it hasn't got like any pollen or anything on it. It's super clean. I just want to introduce you to Paul's rucksack, which is becoming more disappointing by the day. Just have a look at this, look. So there's a seam going down. Basically, it's just the glue, there's a fault in the glue or something, and it's just coming completely undone. So we're very lucky that there's no rain at the moment or anything, because basically most of the inside of his pack you can see from the outside. So he's kind of strung it together with some string and stuff. and put things in as many waterproof bags as he can, but it's pretty disappointing as a rucksack, I would say. Yeah. So look at this for a kissing gate. I think this is the tallest kissing gate I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's even got barbed wire on the top. Look. I mean, look how tall Paul is. He's like over 6 foot, and it's taller than him. And it's little, so you have to squeeze through backwards. Amazing. Alright, my turn.
We really don't want anyone.
Gosh, no, there's like barbed wire on the gate as well. Alright, here we go. Beep, beep, beep. There's no like climbing over the top if your rucksack's too big. Alright. I made it, I made it. All this lot are all really interested in us. Doesn't help that I've actually got a pink jumper on. Still on the right path. It's a really interesting bridge. I think it's called Brown House Bridge. We're close to Brown House Farm on the map. So we're soon to be coming to Thornton St. Paul, can you remind me what that town's called?
Craven.
Thornton St. Craven, is it?
Thornton and Craven.
Thornton and Craven. That's where we're planning on topping up with water. Although, look, there's plenty of water around, as you can see. Except that filtering it just takes too long. So Paul did the classic knocking on someone's door to get water, so we've just been to that house over the road there. And this very kind guy just filled us up with water. So what we're going to do now is, this is the Thornton St. Ashby, was it?
Craven.
Craven! Why can't I remember the name of it? Thornton St. Craven. So basically now we're going to head up in the hills and just try to find a place to stay, to pitch the tent. And we should have enough water to see us through until at least tomorrow morning, which would be good. So presently we're sort of camped out in a field, and when I say camped out I mean actually we're just having a whole dinner thing going on. Got some rice. We're hoping, we were just waiting for it to get dark really. We think that, I mean this was still like bang on the Pennine Way, that little gate there is the Pennine Way. But if you look down the other end of the field, we think that we're going to be fine for camping there later on. So we're just kind of waiting for it to get a bit darker. It's about, I don't know, close to 9 o'clock now. So give it another half an hour or so. We're just eating our food and chilling out a little bit. And when it gets darker, we'll sort ourselves out. And we're going to have a really early start in the morning because we're quite close to, ouch, it's burning my hand. We're quite close to civilization, so it'll be really easy to get water in the morning, but also that means there'll be more like dog walkers and people around. So we're just gonna have to be really aware that we pack up early, eat our breakfast on the way, and be quite discreet about it all.